From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for April 7th, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. President Donald Trump did a familiar, tired victory lap around Joe Biden at the White House Easter egg roll on Monday as First Lady Melania Trump and a person dressed up as the Easter Bunny awkwardly stood by his side. In a speech to parents and children awaiting the start of the South Lawn festivities, Trump called Easter a day to celebrate Jesus and religion before veering into a rally-like rambling speech in which he touched on the U.S. military rescue in Iran and his talk of America being dead before he returned to office. 1 year ago, a little bit more, our country was dead. We had a dead country. We had an administration that didn't know what the hell they were doing. Trump began as his wife and the costumed rabbit stared blankly into the distance. Trump continued, "Today we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're respected by everybody, and that's the way we're going to keep it." Elsewhere in the speech, Trump appeared to lose track of the First Lady, despite her being directly next to him, although he may have been attempting a joke. Turning to news from the U.S. Department of Education, the Education Department said Monday it has, in fact, terminated agreements that previous administrations reached with 5 school districts and a college aimed at upholding rights and protections for transgender students. The decision means the department will no longer play a role in enforcing those agreements, which called for schools to take steps to comply with federal civil rights law. The districts affected are Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware, Fife School District in Washington, Delaware Valley School District in Pennsylvania, and La Mesa Spring Valley School District, Sacramento City Unified, and Taft College in California. Under the Biden and Obama administrations, the department interpreted Title IX, which prohibits sex discrimination in education, to include protections for transgender and gay students. The Trump administration has penalized schools that have made efforts to accommodate students based on their gender identity. It has filed lawsuits in California and Minnesota over state policies permitting transgender students to participate in interscholastic sports and opened civil rights investigations into schools and universities over their policies on transgender students. Meanwhile, 250,000 miles from Earth, with the moon now filling their windows, the Artemis II astronauts kicked off their lunar flyby Monday, taking in magnificent views of the far side never before witnessed, while setting a new distance record for humanity. The 6-hour flyby is the highlight of NASA's first return to the moon since the Apollo era, with 3 Americans and 1 Canadian, a step toward landing boot prints near the moon's south pole in just 2 years. First came a prize and bragging rights for Artemis II. Less than an hour before kicking off the fly-around and intense lunar observations, the 4 astronauts surpassed the distance record of 248,665 miles, set by Apollo 13 in 1970. They kept going. Hurtling even farther from Earth. Before it was all over, Mission Control expected Artemis II to beat the old record by more than 4,100 miles. And finally, we have this news from Pennsylvania. Primanti Bros has closed 2 of its Pittsburgh-area locations, citing a shift in consumer behavior over the past few years. A spokesperson for the restaurant said closing its Monroeville and North Versailles locations is not a decision they take lightly. They added that the closure led them to focus resources on other locations in the Pittsburgh market. Primanti Bros worked with the brand's founders, Nick Nicholas and Jim Petrinos, to identify new restaurants for the space. The Monroeville location will be opening as a Thornhill Tap House, and the North Versailles location will become Smash Pub, a sister restaurant to the Smash Shack on Pittsburgh's north side. In February, Primanti Bros announced it was closing 3 locations, 2 in Pennsylvania and 1 in Ohio. The restaurant said it has decided to close its Camp Hill, Lancaster, and Boardman locations following a detailed review of its portfolio. And that's the news for this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.